You ever watch a soap opera? My wife's a big fan. Every morning during the week for the almost 19 years we've been married, she's gotten up, and when she puts on her makeup, she typically flips on one of her old soap operas and watches it in the background. And I think it's cute. She's been doing that for probably 40 something years with her grandmother and her mother, and it's just one of the things she does, and I've grown to really appreciate about her personality. But you know, thinking about a soap opera, and sometimes it feels like my life's a soap opera, and so today's question is, if your life was a soap opera, would you watch it? Would you be drawn in? Which characters would you be rooting for? You know, in a soap opera, stuff happens. Sometimes seeds are planted and then they fester, and then at some point it culminates into some sort of big event. And in my case right now, my life does feel a little bit like a soap opera, mostly because, you know, it's firing on all cylinders. You know, when you look at your life and break it up into family and personal health and career and all, you know, spirituality, you know, whatever buckets you want to break it into, typically something's happening or you're moving towards something with each of those buckets. And in my case, a lot of stuff's happening really fast, and so sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming. But you know, if I ask myself the question, is if my life was a soap opera, would I watch it? You know, I would say, you know, hell yeah. Like, it's just getting good, right? We're just getting to the good part, right? In the last couple weeks, I've been all over the place. You know, we went down to New Mexico. We visited a home we own in New Mexico, and we put in some new countertops, and we were able to reconnect with some family and get out to our family ranch, and you know, that's really exciting, and it always feels good to kind of be reminded of, you know, where we come from, and Lynette, you know, was really missing her family and that culture, so we've reconnected with that. And then we came back, and you know, I went to Houston to follow my son down to Worlds, where he competed for, you know, in a world robotic competition for the third year in a row, and unfortunately they got knocked out, you know, pretty early in the semifinals, but they received a creativity award and got lots of recognition for the hard work they're doing. But you know, this week he comes back and he puts his name in the hat for president for the program next year, and you know, and so, you know, on the heels of a really kind of disappointing weekend there, you know, he's going in and he's telling them, like, hey, you know, we're going to do it again next year, and I'm the guy that's going to take you there. And so, you know, watching that it's exciting, you know. Health-wise for me, many of you have watched some of my videos. You know, I've been on this health journey for 15 years, but most people don't know, about 12 years ago, I found out that I had something called an aortic aneurysm. And it's something that for the last several years we've been watching to make sure it doesn't grow, because aneurysms aren't good. They can blow up and cause serious problems with your heart. Well, it turns out mine's growing, and I thought it was because of my weight and all that weight I carried around for the years, but you know, we've, I guess, validated that it's a hereditary defect, and so I'm going to be going under heart surgery here soon. That wasn't in the plans. You know, I have a business right now that's just booming, and we're trying to next level some stuff, and me being, you know, going under heart surgery and going under anesthesia and being out for a couple weeks, that's just, it's not part of the plan. But it is interesting, right? I mean, how are we going to handle this? What's going to happen? How are we going to get through it? And you know, and so I'm convinced in my 50s that, you know, life does happen, and it's how you navigate it that really determines your character, and the people you surround yourself determines, you know, your likelihood of success. So I'm going to continue to surround myself with good people. I'm going to continue to work the plan. I'm not going to get too caught up in the stuff in the periphery that everybody's worried about, that it doesn't really affect them, and just really focus on what I can control. So may not have a lot of videos over the next few weeks, but if they are, I trust that they're going to be, you know, super honest with where we're at and what I'm going through, and appreciate those of you that have tuned in and supported us along the way. So I'm out here doing it. So can you. Let's go.